back,
hello
everyone.
there. And today we're going to be talking about... Hey guys, just wanted to pop in here for like the 30th time because I keep re-recording this. But just wanted to pop in and say that our 100th video is going to be happening next week, which is pretty fun and exciting, if I do say so myself. But something we're going to be doing for that episode is doing things 100 times, like 100 jumping jacks, or saying Taylor Treasures 100 times, or anything like that. So, if you have any ideas for us to do things 100 times, just comment down below or email us at taylortreasuresltlt@gmail.com and just send us your great ideas for things we can do 100 times, and we would love to see them, and just wanted to say that. Alright, enjoy the episode. The not planet Pluto.
Because
Pluto.
you know
Poor
what?
Pluto.
We feel bad for Pluto.
Exactly.
I mean, imagine being a planet for so many years and then being told, guess what? Not a planet anymore.
Not a planet anymore. I mean, that's just not fair.
It's a shame.
It should be a planet, but it isn't, according to, scientists and stuff. So
Yes.
I guess technically it's not, but, here we're going to tell you some fun
It's a dwarf
facts.
planet.
Yeah, it is a
We'll
dwarf
talk
planet.
about that.
Yeah,
But-
we're going to talk about that. But, so today we're going to tell you some fun facts about Pluto that you might not know. Maybe you do. And we can start with the first thing, which is, as we said, Pluto is a dwarf planet, which means it's not really a real planet. And it was in 2006 they decided after 76 years of being a planet, you're not a planet anymore, and it still is not a planet. Poor Pluto.
Poor Pluto. So, the way that they define a planet versus a dwarf planet is they look at three different things. This, by the way, this is the International Astronomical Union, the IAU, that decides this. So, for a full-size planet, one, it means it is in orbit around the sun. Two, it has sufficient mass to assume hydrostatic equilibrium, which means a nearly round shape.
Right.
And three, it has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. Pluto doesn't have the third one, which is clearing the neighborhood around its orbit.
Right.
And basically that means that the planet, which is Pluto, would have to cruise its orbit while consuming or slinging away smaller objects in its orbital path.
Right.
So, to put it in perspective, Pluto is only 0.007 times the mass of the other objects in its orbit, compared to Earth, who has 1.7 million times the mass of the other objects in its orbit.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger.
So,
Yeah.
that is the reason that they decided, I'm sorry, Pluto, but you are a dwarf planet now.
Yeah, because it can't control its area. It can't.
It's not big enough.
Right. Pluto has actually been visited by one spaceship, and it was the New Horizons spaceship, which was launched in 2006, and it flew by Pluto on July 4th in 2015 and took pictures 14th and took pictures and measurements.
Look at that. So, you know what? Pluto's not all by itself. It's had a visitor.
Exactly.
Someone's been there. Alright, so how about this? Pluto is named after the Greek god of the Underworld. In Roman mythology, Pluto was the son of Saturn, who, with his three brothers, controlled the world. Jupiter controlled the sky, Neptune controlled the sea, and Pluto ruled the underworld. So Pluto got its name from an 11-year-old Venetia Burney of Oxford, England, who suggested it to her grandfather.
Right.
How about that?
Exactly.
Another fact that's interesting is Pluto is 1/3 water. This is in the form of water ice, which is more than 3 times as much water as in all the Earth's oceans.
Right.
The remaining 2/3 are rock. So, kind of, honestly, pretty boring.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pluto. Pluto's surface is covered with ices and has several mountain ranges, light and dark regions, and a scattering of craters.
Right. So the next one is Pluto's journey around the sun takes 248 Earth years. This means that since the discovery in 1930, it still has over 160 years to go until it makes a complete orbit around the sun. Pretty slow.
Got a long way to go, Pluto.
Right.
You really do. Also, a day on Pluto is equivalent to Earth's 6 days and 9 hours, meaning that it has the second slowest rotation in the solar system. So, pretty much a sloth planet.
Right. And then the next thing is Pluto is cold. It's very cold. It actually is 390 below zero in Fahrenheit. That is just, wow, that's pretty cold.
That's pretty cold.
And it's just 72 degrees Fahrenheit above absolute zero, which is actually, absolute zero is different than zero. It's below zero.
Right.
Yeah. And at this temperature, all elements would be frozen except for neon, hydrogen, and helium. So that's pretty cold.
Yep, so I don't think we want to live there.
No.
Pluto is too faint to be seen with the naked eye. When viewed through a telescope, it looks like a star.
It does. And then the next thing is, since it has been declassified as a planet, Pluto's technical name is 134340.
Poor guy. Went from a name to a number.
Oh, boy.
I know. Pluto was first located by Clyde Tombaugh in 1930.
And so a person who weighs 100 pounds on Earth would weigh the least on Pluto than any other planet at 6.7 pounds.
Well, that's pretty weight loss plan.
Yeah, just move to Pluto. And the reason that is that weight is the amount of force gravity that it has on you. And so, of course, the larger the planet, the more mass of gravity that it has. So that's because Pluto is so small, you'd weigh very less than you would on Earth that is bigger, because it has more of a gravity pull on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. In 1941, the newly created element plutonium was named after Pluto.
There you go. So, Pluto's distance from Earth varies. At its closest, it is 2.6 billion miles away. But at its furthest, it's about 4.7 billion miles away from Earth. So pretty far. That is pretty far.
That's a long way.
It would. And as you saw with the New Horizons spaceship, it would take about 10 years for a spaceship to reach Pluto, which is what happened. It started in 2006, got there at 2015. So about 10 years.
Right.
9-10 years.
Pluto has a heart shape that measures approximately 1,000 miles across. It is known unofficially as Tombaugh Regio, which is after Clyde Tombaugh.
Right.
The left side of the region, an area that takes on the shape of an ice cream cone, is covered in carbon monoxide ice. So look at that.
Look at that. Maybe an ice cone or a snow cone.
Snow cone, yeah.
Snow cone, yeah. So Pluto rotates on its side, which means it has extreme seasonal variation. At its solstice, a quarter of its surface is permanently in daylight, while another quarter is permanently in darkness.
Look at that.
There you go.
And last but not least, Disney's dog Pluto. Well, it's not Disney's dog. It's Mickey's dog.
Or
really.
Mickey's dog.
Mickey's dog Pluto was named after Pluto. So
that makes sense.
there you go.
So we hope you enjoyed these facts about Pluto, learned something new.
And don't forget about Pluto.
Don't
Even though
forget
it's
about
a number.
Right.
It's always going to be Pluto.
Don't forget about
Just
Pluto.
because it doesn't have its own orbit doesn't mean that it can't still have a fun planet life, even if it's a dwarf.
Right. Don't forget about Pluto. Pluto's there. So we hope you enjoyed this episode, learned something new, and now it is time for the news.
Today, we bring you a shocking new theory on solar eclipses. A newly formed group, NASA, NASA, the National Association of Space Skeptics Anonymous, not to be confused with NASA, NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, has just released their view that, contrary to popular belief, solar eclipses are not a fluke of celestial mechanics, but simply a hoax perpetrated by the sun and executed by the moon in order for the sun to get a day off. We are currently awaiting more information from their supposed study, and we'll keep you posted.
And also, this has been on my mind as I was at my lunch break today, and I want to bring it to your attention. M&Ms are from the planet Mars. I said it. Theory. They're literally made by a company called Mars. Do we think about where they're coming from? Maybe they're not actually from a factory. Maybe they're from the planet Mars. What about those little guys that you see on the commercial? They have arms and legs and they're M&Ms. Doesn't that call alien? Think about it. I blew your mind. It's a theory of mine. I had to get out in the world. You're welcome. And now it is time for the Taylor Treasure Box.
Let's see what we get.
Alright.
About a scene from Inside Out. That's a funny movie.
It is. And then it's tell 2 truths and 1 lie.
Okay.
Alright. So you got your quote?
I do, from Inside Out. I will quote Sadness because she has so many good quotes, but the one I'm thinking of is when she and Joy are going through, I don't know, some sort of mind area, and they're trying to get to the train, I think, and she just falls over and says, "I'm too sad to walk. Give me a few hours."
Yeah, because of course she's Sadness, so she's always very sad and depressed.
Oh, there's another one too, that Bing Bong, when they first meet him, at one point he just starts crying and all these little candies keep popping out and he goes, "I cry candy. Try the caramel. It's delicious."
Yeah, that's a good movie. You should see it if you haven't seen it. So I have 2 truths and 1 lie. So 1, I once had to stare down with a squirrel. 2, I once fell on ice after watching someone in front of me fall on ice, the same ice. Or number 3, I once put my tongue on metal in the winter and it got stuck.
So I have to figure out, they have to figure out which one is the lie, right?
Right, you have to figure out the lie.
Alright.
So do you know?
I think I might know. I'm pretty sure the falling on ice is true.
Okay.
I think the squirrel is true. I'm going to say you never put your tongue on anything in the winter.
That's true. Never got my tongue stuck on metal.
Wait, so I was right that was...
That's the lie, yeah.
It's true, that's the lie.
No, the lie is that I never put my tongue on metal in the winter. But,
that's what I thought. I couldn't see you doing that.
But one time in the winter, I was walking down the street and you slipped on ice in front of me. And I did the same thing after watching you do it.
Yep, I think I remember that.
It's very smart. And then the second thing was the squirrel. One time it was on a tree and it was annoying like the bird feeders. So I was like, it was a very confident squirrel.
Yeah, those squirrels, they get pretty confident sometimes.
They do.
He wanted, you know what?
He wanted that bird food, and I was like, no, you don't need that. So I was just staring at him, and he stared at me. And yeah,
and that was it. That was the end of your life.
He was pretty confident about it. It was hard to keep those squirrels off. They were like 3 at a time trying to get to the food.
They just have no fear.
They really don't. No. So again, hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to give us a like and a comment and subscribe. And after you subscribe, press the bell so you get all of our videos in your notifications box. And we'll see you next time. Bye! Hey guys, thanks for watching that episode. If you'd like to subscribe down here, that would be awesome. We'd love you to subscribe. If you want to watch a previous episode, you can click up here. If you'd like to watch a random episode, you can click down here. We'll see you next time. Bye!